Hey everyone. Hang on. All right, there we go. Hey everyone, I'm Big John, and welcome to another episode of the Disability Show live. A day early. I will explain why I'm doing it a day early later on in the show. But right now, let's get into the business. This week, I want to talk about some shopping tips. Now, of course, when you go to Disney, you want to do a lot of shopping. And of course, they have stores at all the parks, hotels, and at Disney Springs. Now, if you see something in one store, you may want to get it because you don't know if you'll ever see it again. Or if you know that it's at another store, you can wait until you see it at that store at hopefully a better price. That way, you get what you want without wasting too much time or hopefully money. So anyway, that's my tip. As always, if you have any questions on how to do Disney for people with disabilities, let me know in the chat if you're watching this live or in the comments if you're watching this later, and I'll make sure it gets into a future episode. And now it's time for this week's Top 5. So at the Magic Kingdom, there are some great rides that you have to do with the little ones. So this week, we're going to cover my top 5 rides at the Magic Kingdom for little kids. Number 5, the Barnstormer. So this is, the Barnstormer was the very first roller coaster built at Walt Disney World just for kids, but I still ride it anyway. And it's great because for most kids, for a lot of kids actually, it's their very first roller coaster. And it's a very short one too. And that's what's so fun about it. I mean, it's so much fun. I love it to this day. Hi, Kara Regan. If you're just tuning in, we are covering my top 5 rides at Magic Kingdom for little kids, and later on, I'm going to explain why I'm doing the show a day early. All right, number 4, Prince Charming's Regal Carousel. Hi, Sylvia Stats. As I was saying, number 4, Prince Charming's Regal Carousel. Of course, the carousel right behind right behind Cinderella's castle. It is beautiful. Hello, Thomas. It's such a beautiful carousel. I mean, especially, thank you, Thomas. Especially when sometimes the stepsisters ride it. Now that's funny. I am not a girl, Brandon Garcia, but hi. Number 3, the Mad Tea Party. All right, this is definitely a great ride to do with the little ones. I mean, who doesn't love a teacup ride? Except for those who have motion sickness. And it's a lot of fun. I mean, and with all the Wonderland music, you gotta love it. Number 2, the Tomorrowland Speedway. Now, this is another great ride, another classic, where kids can take the steering wheel and the parents can be like, that way, that way, that way. Probably one of the reasons why I still don't have my driver's license. Did I make the rides? No. You mean, did I make the list for the top 5? Because I did not make the rides, obviously. Disney does. Yes, I did make the list. I put the list together every week. And my number 1 Magic Kingdom ride for little kids, Dumbo the Flying Elephant. Hi, Maria, Elena Cortez. All right, so this is another great classic. I mean, who doesn't love to ride Dumbo? I mean, I especially ride it in the early mornings. Hello, Eddie Simon. And with 2 Dumbos, you don't wait as much as you used to. So let me know in the chat or in the comments if you have littles and if you have taken them to Disney. And if so, what is their favorite ride? And now it is time for Diz or Dat. Now, on both coasts, the monorail is definitely a good way to get around. At Disneyland, it only goes to Tomorrowland and Downtown Disney, and it's much smaller, which is why I like to call it the mini rail. And at Walt Disney World, it has 3 lines, one that goes straight to the Magic Kingdom, another to the Magic Kingdom Resorts and Magic Kingdom, and another to Epcot, and they are much bigger. So let me know in the chat or in the comments which coast you think has the better monorail, Disneyland, or DAT, Walt Disney World, excuse me. And now it's trivia time. Last week, we asked, what scouting organization does Russell belong to in Up? The correct answer is the Wilderness Explorers. Congratulations if you knew the answer. And now here is this week's trivia time question. Which Grammy-winning singer and songwriter wrote the songs for Tarzan? Be the first one in the chat or in the comments with the correct answer, and you will receive 100 cool points. So, now a lot of you are wondering, Big John, it's not Saturday, it's Friday. Why are you doing the show a day early? Because tomorrow we are flying. Kara's asking me to repeat the question. Yes, which Grammy singer and songwriter wrote the songs for Tarzan? All right, now, as I was saying, Big John, it's Friday. It's not Saturday. Why are you doing the show a day early? Well, because tomorrow we are flying out of Boston to go down to Florida. That's right, which means more great content is on the way. And this trip is going to be particularly interesting because we are actually going to be doing some Universal content, some Universal days. But don't worry, there will be a couple of Disney days too. The reason why we're doing Universal is because my aunt wants to see the new Epic Universe theme park. And I have been preparing myself for this by watching Universal vlogs, which is something I used to not do. But you got to dip your toes sometimes. And I'm looking forward to it. I am. And some of the things I'm looking forward to doing, of course, the Nintendo World and Epic Universe, Seuss Landing and Islands of Adventure, and one of my Universal favorites, the Simpsons ride at Universal Studios. And but like I said, we will try to have some Disney content in there as well. Hopefully. But you get That's correct, Kara Regan. Phil Collins, 100 cool points for you. So, so the week, so the coming week, there will be some great content on the way. So I hope you guys subscribe and get ready for what's gonna come. So anyway, that's our show. As I said, if you have any questions on how to do Disney for people with disabilities, let me know in the chat if you're watching this live, or in the comments if you're watching this later, and I'll make sure it gets into a future episode. For this week's shout outs, make sure you guys check out my buddy Beth over at Beth's Disney Adventures. She'll be doing a live stream very soon from Epcot Festival of the Arts, where she'll be doing fake shopping. Definitely check her out. Also, make sure you guys check out Samantha Lowe. I'm sure she'll be doing live streams from the Disney on Broadway concert series at Festival of the Arts. Definitely check her out. Also, make sure you guys check out Tanya, aka That Crazy Disney Lady. She also does great live streams from the parks. Definitely check her out. Also, my pal Ron over at Ron on the Go. He also does great live streams from the parks. Definitely check him out as well. If you haven't subscribed here yet to the Big John Network, what in the Walt Disney World are you waiting for? And ding the bell for notifications so you never miss a second of the fun. And until next time, may the mouse be with you.